Hi, you're welcome to this video where I'm going to teach you how to design a website with Figma. In this video, I'm going to cover what a website is, types of website, sections of websites, and website layout, right? I'm also going to do a practical session on Figma. At the end of this video, you'll be required to choose a sample of website you are going to work on. And if there's any challenge, you drop in the comment section your challenge, and I'm going to create a video for that in my next video, right? So I have four samples of websites currently on my screen. This is cheaper cash. I have um this is Gray is a fintech app. I have GigPay. I have Seller. So you can see Seller. This is Seller. This is Gray. This is GigPay, Gray, and Cheaper Cash. So in this video, I'm going to talk about each of these websites and how we can create them in our Figma practically. So the first thing I'll talk about is what is a website. A website conveys information about a particular business product, yeah, business or product. So the essence of having a website is you want to convey information about your business, about your company, about your product, right? And we have different types of websites. Some of the websites we have are business website, like I've mentioned. We have product websites, we have portfolio websites, we have service-based websites. So your business could be a product or a service, right? So when it comes to websites have different sections, and I'm going to point that out in all four samples I have on my screen right now. So the first section is your header. Your header has to do with your logo and your navigation bar. So unlike mobile apps that have the navigation bar at the bottom, when it comes to website, especially for web view, right? That's when I say web view, I'm talking about using your desktop or your laptop. So the navigation bar, you always find it at the top. Let's check the other one. This is grey.co. Please take note of the link, right? I might drop it on the description of this video, right? But do well to take note, because at the end of this training, you are going to choose one of these websites to redesign. That's how to show you've learned. And if you have any challenge, like I said, you also drop on the comment section so I can use your feedback to create more videos. Let's say you are stuck at maybe designing a component or any of these website feature, right? I'm going to show you how to do that. I'll create that in my next video. So let's look at the sections of website. First, we have our header. You can see the header for this. The header has the business logo and the navigation bar, right? So let's go to GigPay. You see the logo, the navigation bar. So the header is the first section of a website. The next section, let's go to this other one. You see seller, you can see how things works, pricing, features. So seller is a business, GigPay is a business, Gray is a business, cheaper cash is a business. These are fintech business, right? So after the header section, which has the logo and the navigation bar, the next important section every website should have is the hero section. The hero section is just like um a bold statement of what the business is into. So you can see this one says money freely. Your free cheaper cash account unlocks international transfer. Let's check this Gray. Gray says inclusive global banking. So the hero section captures, let's call it a summary of what the business is all about, right? Remember I told you guys there's also portfolio website. So let me just do that as a bonus. I didn't plan to add this, but I'll just go to my portfolio, or let's use my portfolio so I don't have to battle with someone else. So you can see this is a portfolio website. So once you land on the page, you are going to see the headline, or we'll call this the hero section. You are a designer with 3 years of it. So it just gives you an idea of what exactly this business, this portfolio, or whatever you are coming to do is all about. So let's go back to our focus. So if you go to GeekPay, you are going to see global banking for Africa. So this first side you see is called the hero section, and the hero section in most cases takes you can see my mouse, right? It takes the first portion of the entire screen. You can see that if I go to seller too, you see the same thing. So this entire part you see here is the hero section. So you can see for seller, the best way to sell your digital product online. Another thing you need to take note is for most hero sections, you have headline and description. Headline and description. Look at it. The best way to sell your digital product online, that's the headline. This is the description. I don't have all the time to read that. Then you probably have a CTA button, right? Then next you have headline, description, CTA button. They want you to download the app, right? Same thing for GeekPay. You can see the CTA button, get started for free. So these are things you need to take note of when you are designing a website. The next part of a website is how it works, features, and all of that. I won't have all the time to break that down, but it keeps going. So website is just basically, look at this one now. It's saying send money directly. So it's showing you how it works, right? If I go to the cheaper cash, sorry, grade.co, you see it again, how it works. So they give you an insight on how stuff work around there, right? So the next section after how it works, as you keep going, you will see other sections like features, testimonials. You're also going to see maybe, yeah, testimonial and a city. This is a city instance, in an instant sense support, blah blah blah. This is a city. So you're going to say city. Then finally you will see the footer. So from the header, the hero section, how it works, features, testimonial. These are different sections of a website. Then this final CTA before your footer. If you check the next website, you see the same thing. So I'll keep going. You can do this maybe while you are watching this video. Just check it at your free time. You will see the same thing. You can see this CTA, get data banking at your fingertips, download the app. If I go to GeekPay, you see the same thing. So this is just like the structure, the sections of a website, right? Some always have, some often rather have FAQ. This FAQ for GeekPay, but definitely this is what I'm trying to show you. At the end of the website, you see CTA before the footer, right? So I've mentioned header, hero section, features, how it works, testimonial, CTA card. This is a card, and footer. So the next thing I want to talk about right now is how to take note of website layouts. So first thing I needed to remember, I will always emphasize this: when it comes to building a website or designing a website, you are conveying information. If you are following me, type information on the comment section. So you are conveying information, and what information are you conveying? Information about a particular business, a particular service, a particular product, right? So if you go on this website, you are going to see a lot of information, right? So how do you structure this information? That's the next thing. So when it comes to structuring of information, you want to take note of alignment, right? Some websites are aligned to the left hand side. This is aligned to the center. When it comes to structuring of information, I call it website layout. We're talking about how you align the information. Are you centralizing it? Are you making use of cards, right? And a whole lot of stuff. So if you look at this website, it's aligned to the center. So let's look at the cheaper cash. Cheaper cash is aligned left. You can see it, right? This is aligning left. If I go, some are mixed. So this first section, which is zero section, is aligned left. Then the next section, another thing you need to take note of when it comes to designing website, each section begins with a title, right? So this is the first part of the website. this African payment is another section of the website. So I think this is like how it works or something like that. This is another payment. So the structure matters a lot. So cheaper cash is aligned left, right, and some sections are aligned center. Like this section is aligned center. Just take a look at it and you see how it works, right? Then same thing for this other. This is aligned center, definitely. Okay, no, that's not gig pay. This is gray. Let me see, it is loading. Gray is aligned left, so you can see it is aligned like this. And yeah, you can see it is aligned left. So look at how they structure this now. They put information in cards. You can see this shop globally. So while you are watching this video, I want you to just picture in your heart which particular website you love to work on, right? Because at the end of this video, you will choose whatever website you are choosing. We have GigPay, we have Seller, we have Gray, we have Cheaper Cash. Whatever website you choose, you may want to find out what this website look like by typing the URL on your own laptop so that you check it out. Of course, you won't see everything in detail on this video, right? So you can see how they structure this. So when it comes to layout, some people lay their information in cards. So this is called a card. You should know this already. If I were to choose, I'm going to choose gray, I swear. Gray looks very nice. All right, so let's go to seller. Seller is aligned to the middle. You can see the alignment. You see it's seller any kind of product aligned to the middle. So of course, when we get there, you see the final CTA before. Look at the final CTA. So this is the structure before the footer, right? So let's now go to how to do this on your Figma. So I'll just open my Figma file. I have my file open already. Because we are redesigning, you may want to, some of this information, just like this pause, if I right click, there are images. I'll copy that image. If I'm designing seller, for instance, I'll come to my Figma file and paste it like that. So getting the image won't be a challenge for you. See, I've just gotten that. If I come here to this seller book, I'll copy that image. So anything that has to do with picture, you are covered. You can copy those content and all of that and you build your design. So how do you do this on Figma? First thing you want to do, you launch your Figma app. I've already launched mine. You open a new Figma Canva. Of course, I'm going to give my title website design. I'm not designing for, I'll just show you the structure and allow you to do your stuff. Website design, DSIGN, press enter. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to select my frame. I'm taking this out because of my choice or for the purpose. I'm not calling my choice. I'm not going to be biased. So please feel free to check out what you want to work on. Everybody is designing whatever they choose to do. So you've taken note of the sections, you've taken note of the structure. Now is getting your hands dirty. So for me, I'm going to work on I like gray. I like gray. I like the way their website is. So I'm going to just work on this for the purpose of this class. So this is it. You can see it, right? So what am I going to do? I'll go to my Figma and map out the section. So I have my notes beside me. So I'll just quickly take down the section, like highlight it before I start designing. So if you are following me, you see that my first section is my header, 8080 here. Header has the logo and the navigation bar. Then the next section is my hero section. And look at when I hover on this navigation bar, there's a drop down, right? You see how it's properly arranged in a card. This is the hero section. Then this is like proof of business. Like these brands are proving their business and all of that, or sponsored on blah 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 and all of that. So this is proof of business. They call it social proof section. So this is, so I'll just map this out. I don't waste our time writing. So if I'm to do this, what I'll do is just to go to my Figma, come over to my frame, click on it, then select desktop. I'm designing for web. I'll just select desktop. So this is it. First thing I want to do, I'm going to set up my layout guide. So depending on which website you are replicating, right? So if you check the website, there's something called layout guide. Layout guide gives you a map on how you place your element, right? And one of the key things why we set, key reason rather, why we set up our layout guide is for our margin. The margin is the distance between the edge of your screen to the content, right? So for gig pay, you can see the distance and it's going to be maintained on both sides. You see that, right? If I keep scrolling, you will notice that content is not exceeding this part. Everything is aligned inside. Let's go to the one I'm working on, which is gray. You can see the margin from here to the edge, from here to the edge, right? And every other content is just as seen. I like this, as seen on the screen. So you can see everything is aligned till the end. You can see it, right? Just see the way it's going. So I'm definitely going to work on this. Okay, sometimes you might have, this is like a carousel, is it? Why is this in overflowing? Well, that's just the style. But you can see everything aligned. Then the footer is just extended. So for this, I'm going to just map out my margin using my layout guide. So I'll come over to my Figma file, come to layout guide with the measurement I'm seeing, right? I think, okay, I've added that. I'll change this to column. And for web, we have 12 columns. Then for my margin, I'm going to do something like 120. 120 looks small compared to what we have here. So I will do something like 150. Let's see how 150 goes. 150. Okay, I'll work with this. This is perfect. So once I set up my layout guide, the next thing is I want to start building my structures. Like for those of us that have been following me for a while, first thing I do is I map out my layout. So for this guy, I want to map out the layout for my header. Maybe I'll just bring this guy close so I don't switch too much. I'll get my shape rectangle and just map that out. If you are watching this video, you should know how to do Figma already, right? So I'm just showing you how to design websites. You know how to use the tools. So I'm going to make this instead of 113. I like using even number. I'll use 110. Yeah, for my header, it should go. Then I'll map out my hero section. Like I said, the hero section takes the first part of the screen you are seeing, right? So obviously, this remaining part is going to be my hero section. So I'll just duplicate this guy with alternate. Let me give that space of 16. Then this will be my hero section. I'm going to change the color, so just for the sake of design, I'm going to change the color like that. Then next thing I want to do is I'll duplicate this. There's a reason why I'm duplicating this stuff, so I will explain that. So why am I duplicating it? I want to maintain the hero section the way it is, but every other content right here, like from this point going downwards, I'm going to add it to this frame. And how am I going to do that? I'll just hold Control on my keyboard, click and drag to expand the frame. So you can see that, right? So I'll just expand this. Let's go to the next section. The next section is this as seen. If I scroll up, you see how it is, right? I'm mapping it out. I'm not doing so much design on this video because I don't want it to be too long. I'm going to design by myself, right? That's why I ask you, once you've chosen what whatever website you want to work on, go and work on it. right? Having noticed the structure, the header, and all these things I've mentioned. If you have any challenge, you come back to the YouTube video and put it on the comment section, where I'm going to now work on whatever you are stuck with, right? So let's continue. So for this, as seen below, it's going to be my next section. I'll just do something like this, like duplicate that. Okay, let me also teach you guys something. No, I'm not teaching that in this class. Let's leave that. Okay, so this is it. I'll just map that, and let's work on this global. This global now has three cards. This. Okay, even four. So I'll do something like this. So this is the global part. This is me mapping out my area. Remember, we're following our layouts. This should come inside like that. The edges are curved. I'm going to curve that obviously, but let me just map out what it looks like. Then we have the next one, something like this. If you check the next one, the it's not exactly like half. This box is bigger than this one, so I'll do something like that too. So since we have 12 lines, I'll just give one 4 and the other one 6 to have that feel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, let's do, this is looking too big. Let's do 7 and 5. So I'm mapping out the area. Then I have one more down. So once I'm done mapping out the area like this, I start creating my content. Those contents are built with cards, so you can just create your cards like currency, convert, all this stuff, right? For me, I'm going to use the exact one because I have an extension called what font finder. So I click on it, it's going to show me the name of this font. So I can just do that for branding purpose and all of that. So you can install that font. I don't know why it's not coming up. So I have this one. There's another board here. Then my city. So that's how you structure. If I want to structure this part now, I'm going to just get, I don't do everything in this class because of time. This is how many box. Okay, 3. So for this now, I'm going to do something like this. 12 divided by 3 is 4. So I'll do something like 4. You see how the layout guide is helping? Then I'll just do something like this. So once you've known all the structures you want for your website, you are good to go. So I'll stop here because of time. But trust me, I'm going to also drop my link for those of my students that are in the group. You might be watching this video, you're not in our support group. For those of us in the support group, I'm going to show you when I'm done with this website. I'll share the Figma link. And that'll be all for now. Let's assume this is our footer. So this is how you map out your website, and boom, you are good to go. So like I said, take any of these 4 websites: Cheaper Cash, Grey.co, Geekpay.africa, seller.com. Choose any of these websites you want to do and go get your hands dirty. If you have any challenge, drop in the comment section. I'll look at it and I'll create videos to help you solve your challenge. Thank you so much. Have a great day. See you on the better side of life. Bye.